Okay, hello everyone. It's Mark again. It's February 11th, 2013, and I came back out here today to the area that me and a fellow researcher have been working. It's been a while since I've been back out. Haven't been out here since the 8th of January. I'm the only one out here today. It is about 20 degrees, so my hands are suffering a little bit, even as I'm hiking. These gloves weren't good enough, but it's just too cold for anybody to even be out here today, so I doubt I'll run across any humans, which is a good thing. We had a little bit light dusting of snow last night, so hopefully we'll find a print, maybe. So I've been in the park about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. I'm just entering what I call the gauntlet, which is where we enter this tree area. So just gonna kind of hang out today for a little while and see what happens. Now, my last video that I put out, I know that I had released a statement, and it kind of got the ire of some people on the internet, which happens. Had an individual, and I do say individual because I know it wasn't a deer, that was stalking me and Justin last time we were out here, because I caught him on the stills. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out as good in the final product that I released as I had hoped, so I did kind of jump the gun on that because I knew that other people were not going to be seeing what I saw. But that happens sometimes with film or with video. So, you know, basically we're just going to continue working out here and see what happens. We're going to be moving into phase 2 out here, since we do know that we have a tribe out here, which is going to be gifting. Going to be bringing in meat and other things and see what happens. Me and Justin also are going to be camping out here. It's just too cold right now. Old Jeff at Mountain Matters, I may buy one of his homemade stoves, his alcohol stoves, because it's 20 degrees out here right now in the day, in the morning. So you can imagine at night we're just going to be freezing our tails off. Which really kind of puts the kibosh on any kind of research you want to do, because you're bundled up in triple layers. So we are going to do a camp out here. We're just waiting a little while till we get a good warm spell. Walk over here to the creek and see if locate any fresh prints. That thing sitting over there is a piece of cement drain culvert. we weren't sure what it was at one time. It was kind of freaking us out until we walked up and inspected it. This park was developed, quite a long time ago, and it's, many years ago, but they obviously left that there. Here's a little sandbar. One of the things I always hate about walking along this creek is there's a lot of ducks. And when you spook a group of ducks, when they take off, it's so quiet out here, it sounds like something's traipsing through the bush to come and get you. So I've already run across that a couple times this morning. There are a couple prints. They're not real footprints, but they're bigger than a small animal or deer amongst the deer here across the sandbar. It's a perfect place to come and relax too. After a hard work week, there's nothing like going squatching. Back in the day, before I got involved with Bigfoot, normally I'd be working streams and rivers like this with a fishing pole. That was pretty much my hobby, was stream fisherman, trail fisherman. I don't do much fishing anymore because it's really kind of boring, especially once you discover the steama, the Bigfoot. Catching fish just kind of loses all its interest. Alright, I'm going to do a call, just so you know, so I don't scream into the camera. I'm going to be calling a lot today, see if I can get a response. So, here we go. Woo! Just to let everyone know, and I posted it in a room this morning on Facebook. As far as the Muskie Dyer story goes, don't expect me to release really anything major on my opinions of it. I'm gonna wait until the final product is out before I comment really on anything, because I don't have access to the facts. So I'm kind of like everyone else right now. I'm just kind of watching and waiting. But as far as those two gentlemen go, I don't know them. I've never met them. They live on a separate part of the country. I know the history of the story. Oh wow, look at that. But I will not be putting out any type of video or anything like that, ranting. I do not do that. I do not rant about what other people are doing. As many of you know, this is how I do my research, and that's just it. Colorado is where I live, and we're just going to stay focused on that for now. So with that, I'll leave that at that. Anyways, I just looked over here, and there's like this mound. Now, this mound thing, Mitchell Waite, who's a very prominent researcher, a good friend, he was one of the first ones that brought to light this mounding, which may be graves or maybe stash spots for game kill. That hasn't been figured out, because to dig up a mound, you know, of a good size, you need a backhoe or 4 men and a shovel. And no one really is in the business of doing that to see if they can locate bones. But that's the only way I believe we're going to find out if there's bones in those, is to dig them up. And at this point, no one really wants to go out to the forest and dig up a mound of dirt. I won't be one of them. But anyways, so we got some stick stuff going on over here. Look at this. This is new. We've never looked at this. And the reason I am talking so low is just because they may be out here. So I really got my senses on full power right now for any little noise or anything. But I want to go look at this mound over here. Wow. Look. If there's an entrance to this thing, I will freak. I'm going to try and keep my camera out of the sun this time as much as possible too. As you notice, my D.S.L.R, I don't have a sun filter for it. Walmart was all out of them, but I do need to get one to stop that. It shows up on the video. Wow, this is cool. So, you know, basically we have a very nice looking stick structure here in this mound right underneath it. Another I'm just kind of walking around it to see if there's an entrance. But again, you know, this area is like a depression. You know, it's all flat with these trees everywhere, so you don't get a lot of mounds. Again, this isn't an area where, like in Castle Rock, where I work in another spot, it's full of boulders, rocks, caves and canyons. I mean, it's a canyon like Provo Canyon. This is different. So when you run across these mounds, they don't fit any of the surrounding landscape. It doesn't make sense. But again, you know, there could be something in there buried, because as you can see, you know, it's all compacted down. But I don't see any kind of entrance or anything. Let's just see how solid this is. As solid as a rock. So it's just one of those things. It's been marked. So the mound means something. But if they did build this, you know, it's pretty good size. The significance of it is a little strange. But I would say it's a 50-50 chance that there's a Bigfoot buried under this, because it's not natural. I mean, it could be natural. Colorado does have a problem with expanding soil. In my basement, my house currently right now, it's destroying my basement floor, and I have a finished basement. The clay underneath the foundation is starting to push its way up through and crack the cement in the basement. So, you know, it's not uncommon in Colorado for that, you know, that soil to push its way up. Actually, it's a huge problem out here in Colorado. So hopefully that big white abominable snowman, the one I call Big Whitey, decides to come and visit out here today. Not that we're amateurs. We've been doing this a long time. And but things happen out in the field. You know, this is actually only the 4th time that I've been out here. So that picture of the large white looking Sasquatch, one of the reasons that I can't find where I took that picture, I might be able to, you never know. Eventually I will. But anyways, is because, you know, this is what I do. This is how I do my research. I kind of film around me and behind me while I'm walking through an area, just to see if I'm being stalked. And so a lot of times, you know, if I turn left, I'm kind of walking along like this, and then I go back and review the stills, which is how I have normally seen them. You know, I've only ever seen a Sasquatch once. That was a very large looking chimpanzee type squatch. It was peeking around a boulder. He was sitting on a log looking at me, squatting, and he was ferocious looking. I mean, he gave me a look that I'll never forget. But most times I don't see them. A lot of the stills that I post are from going back and reviewing my film, from panning around like this. Now, that was a huge wood knock. Still a little ways off, though. always when I enter this area. It's kind of interesting. You know, and as you can see, there's no mounds like that at all, anywhere. Somebody's knocking over there. But anyways, there's no mounds like that, so that's kind of a rare thing. That particular mound that I just looked at, maybe when we come on the camp out, I'm gonna dig it up a little bit and just see if there's anything in there. Of course, you know, if it's a body, it's straight dirt. It's not gonna be a hollow grave. Damned, that don't look like a bear. Now, there has been reports, look at this, another one. There has been reports, one report in here, the rangers say that people have reported seeing a bear. So, we've never run across his tracks, so we've got 1, 2, 3, and look at this, I mean, you can see the claw marks right here. This is a bear. It's a bear print. At the back of the heel. Looks like he had his claws out. Here's another one. So he's kind of like starting back there going, whoom, whoom. That one's really defined. It's just kind of moving along the trail too. So I kind of have to be careful about a bear. We've never seen one out here. Or a mountain lion. But the signs are posted. If you lose your dog from taking him off the leash, it's your own fault. You can't sue the state. Alright, there's that big tree that's been placed in the middle of the stream. Now, again, as far as I know in my research, there are not supposed to be beavers out here. Yes, we have them in the high country, up in the mountains, everywhere. But coming into these areas below the foothills that run along them, that's not a commonly reported theme, beavers. But way up in the high country, you know, in some places that I've taken my Jeep, yes, you run across beavers quite often. Whoa, all kinds of wood knocking going on. Alright, I'm gonna do another call real quick, and then I'm gonna have to kill the video. No, I was not in an 80s heavy metal hair band. Yeah, I was. couple of mallards. Coming up to the sandbar again, see if we see any fresh prints. Okay, I got movement right up here. I can hear somebody moving around over there. Okay, let's get down there on the sandbar. There's going to be where all the stick structures start, right in that little patch as we enter that patch, that field over there. Oh, wow. Now, this sandbar running along this creek, you can see all the tracks from elk, deer, but right here, right off the bat, big depressions. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See how it's really moved up the sandbar here. So now, see, that's too big to be an elk. These are too big. There is elk scat sitting right here, but these are big. I mean, look, that isn't an elk. So there's my shoe print right next to whatever that is. And it comes right down to the water. Here's one that looks like it has a huge mid-tarsal break right in the middle. No toes, though. We want toes. Ugh, look at that. Grab one of these sticks. Solid, but it's scat. It's as hard as a rock. Okay, we're going to call it for now and just reset the video. So that's going to be segment 1 for February 11th, 2013.